Yeah, so normally I won't be recording this part like bandsaw, like resawing by bandsaw, but I just thought like I should show it once because that's what I usually tend to do when it comes to resawing. So this is the ash, which like I needed like half an inch of thickness. So I set my bandsaw approximately like a 16th, I believe, over that. So it's like an eighth over it, a little bit more, or maybe like slightly less than 8, which is fine. So yeah, so what I had done, which I didn't record, is that I can see like I have marked with my the face and the face edge. So basically I have hand planed this and this one so that I can register on the bandsaw like to resaw it. It's quick, rather than sawing by hand or like using the scrub plane. And then this piece, it's ash. I don't know what I can do, but at least I have the option of doing something with it. That's the main, that's another advantage. So now I have to plane the other side, and really like I need to also thickness it to something uniform. Half an inch is what I'm shooting for. A little bit more than that also I won't worry too much. So let me set a marking gauge to around half an inch. So I believe this was half an inch, so I can just take this as my. Wow, these are all like a little bit over half an inch. So what I will do is I don't need to be like too strict on what on my measurement. I will shoot for half an inch, but it's okay if it is like slightly over. I don't want it thinner than half an inch. I guess like it may compromise the strength of it. And also like when I'm saying it's half an inch, I don't want to like scrub too much. So I will increase it slightly. And I won't really need the whole of it. So this is my side where I'm like I had the face mark. I'm registering against that. I'm just deepening a little bit because there is this is some like those knots. I think the grain is like bad. This side it's good, so I can deepen it a little bit more just because this. I'm hoping this is sharper. I mean, when I'm finishing the project, I have to come with card scraper, or I will just work on keeping this one on the back side maybe, because this side looks better. We'll see. So this is ready. So yeah, I have like dimensioned all the pieces to start with my work. So yeah, so what I have to start with is laying out the dovetails. So here is the thing what I'm going to do. Let me try to keep the face like the ones that I have marked on the face edge on the top, just for uniformity. It doesn't matter really. This is the back. And by the way, the face mark I am keeping on the outside, just for uniformity, as I said. And yeah, the face I would have marked like the ones that I like. So this is how it's going to be. So I'll be going to I'll be laying out the dovetails. By the way, this is the piece from which the drawer is going to be cut out. I haven't ripped it yet, so I'll do it later, but that's the idea. So this came from the same piece. I put a triangle here. So I'll be laying out the dovetails, and while I do that, I'll also be probably go back to the other box, like the one that I'm going to make using cherry. I'm going to lay out on that one also. So let me start with the back piece, because this is the like the full thing. It's always good, or rather I tend to do this way. I don't know whether this is a usual practice or not, but I actually like decide on like which ones go which way. This is going to be my pattern, so I'm going to write it down, so that this is what remains. So for like A, I do it usually this way. The adjacent things or the sides, B, so this goes, there is already a D written here, let me erase that. So this is B, this is C, so this has to be C, this has to be D, and marking it as D. So this helps me remember like which one goes which way. And then the next thing I do is, this pencil is not sharp, so I'll be using a sharp pencil for all the actual work. So here I'll just be laying out the rough like the approximate pencil mark, not approximate, but it's not, it's like the, so I put this in this way. Let me try to align the camera in a different angle this time. Let me see how it really works out. Yeah, this is something I'm trying for the first time, like different camera angle. I bought a cheap like mobile phone stand from Amazon, and I'm just trying it out. So here I'm laying out the approximate lines, like the pencil marks, like, so that I can, it helps me cut the dovetails. So here, pencil, the other side. I don't need to be too much worried about the thickness, but I will still use the exact piece, because these have been like hand planed, so not like a machine or something. Even though I targeted for around ½ an inch, so all of these pieces may have like a slightly different thickness. I don't know that, so I will work as per like this thing. So here A and B. Now same thing on these ones. Like when eventually I come with the knife, I will rather be using the end grain, because this is what is going to be like joined here, so this will be the most accurate. But for now, for convenience, I'm just using this. This is like step towards accuracy. I mean, I'm trying to be as much accurate as I can with my using the hand tools, but the more accurate I am on this step, even I need to be like when I am eventually coming with the knife, I want to register always on the face or the face edge. That's what we do. This is D. This is the rough marking. Did I do it here? Oh, this one's spinning. This is the way I do with dovetails. Like, I'm getting used to this one, where I don't need a marking gauge or like a cutting gauge to come from the end grain. Yeah, they are like, both of them work. This is just like what I have been practicing, so to get expertise on. So it's working fairly well for me. So I'll be laying out the dovetails on these pieces. So let me start with the back piece, this one. So I'll have two dovetails, like for this thickness. This is how thick is it? This is 3.5 inches. So from each side, I'm going to come from each end rather. I'm going to come 3/8 of an inch. So that will be my pin size. So I'm deciding on the pin size as 3/8 of an inch. 1, 2, 3. So the end pins. Now for the center, I first try to find the center. This is 3.5 inches. So that means center would be 1.5, 1 3/4. Now this is the center. Now 3/8 meaning 3/16 on either side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the. So let me now this is hardwood. What I tend to do is, even though like my dovetail templates, I had made like 3 of those. So here I put 6, 7 and 8 ratios. Now like sometimes people tend to use 6 for softwood, 8 for hardwood. What I tend to do is like 7 for everything, just to keep it simple. So I'll just pick up my 7 thing. Now while I am at it, the easier way to like transfer this to the other side is, normally if we have more pieces, like the front piece is not the same thing. This is the other dovetail box. I'm just trying to compare if they are of the same thickness. They are actually. So what I will do is, like, to help speed up the other box, I will just clamp these two together. Feel it like flush at the ends. Because I worked on these together, so I'm just going to transfer one of the marks to the other one. I know this is well, I could use the combination square, or I could go back to my marking gauge. Sorry, the dovetail template. I'm just transferring the same mark to the other piece. I don't have to come back again and again on the same thing. Now the advantage of this is not just like on the other one. So now I can rotate it end for end, clamp it back. So this is what I did, like transferred the marks from one end to the other. Now to verify like how accurate I have been, I just twisted end for end, align it. If they do align, then I'm accurate. Even this way, if I do it, they align. So this is all equidistant, this is all good. So yeah, I have the other side ready also. I'll keep it back because I'm going to work on this one right now. I haven't marked the angles. Let me point it to the other side so that it's visible. I normally, like, I haven't done it this way. This is not natural for me, but because I'm putting a different camera angle, I want to try it. How good this is? This is pretty good. So here, now good to mark the sides that I'm taking out. So I'm working on the A. I will put it low in the vise. So normally I keep my camera from the on the stand, my phone rather. Camera is a strong one. And but I'm trying a different angle. So this side I have not marked the, because I can't see my saw. So maybe this will be give a different feeling on how it is. So so the top line, this one I need to make it parallel. So first work on that, then I will work on the rake. Like slightly above the line. So normally, like when I saw, the lower it is, the less vibration and it's easier. But on top of that, I pull it in so that when I on the thrust stroke, it reduces the vibration considerably. Now this is the side A, so this is how it goes. That's where I noted the A. Now I have to put the actual, like the accurate knife line. So I will use my knife this time and make sure that I am registering my combination square against the face or the face edge. So here, feel it flush, and then I mark this. This is ash, very hard, like I can feel it, like this is way harder than cherry. advantages and disadvantages to that. What I have felt is that it's so hard that it's it doesn't it's more resilient, like it doesn't break that easily. But disadvantage is that it dulls like the tools so fast. But that's okay, as long as we are sincere in sharpening our tools, it's all good. So yeah, let me take out the end pieces first. For no reason, I'm picking up my wider chisel because I like it a lot. This is a vintage one. So during the early days, I used to always keep these pieces, like just in case I mess up something, this would be used to patch up. But I've not been doing that any longer. Feel pretty confident of my abilities these days, but maybe a good idea to keep some of those. So again, this is my outside face, so I want to come from this side. Let me first put the knife wall from this side, or rather the step down. But I will not be sawing from this end because that's my outside face, show face. So I'll come from this side. So if I had come from the other side at the end of the day, like when I'm like finishing it, planing it at the end, probably it wouldn't matter as much. But this is a good practice. Like it makes the work more cleaner and accurate from the beginning. So yeah, I'll throw these pieces into the trash. Now I have to take out the middle piece. I'll pick up a chisel of appropriate size. Oops. I'll pick a chisel of appropriate size. This is 3/8 inch, or maybe slightly over that because that's tapering. Let's see which one. This is about right. I love working on such dovetails, really. Very time consuming, but I don't mind that at all. So what I will do is like a hair over that, like 30, like away from the knife wall, like a 32nd of an inch. And then I will go right up against the wall. And not hitting it too hard, really, because this is like, this can easily move the knife wall because I'm just starting to establish one. So the first one that I do from like when I so this first chop that I do it like a little bit away from the wall. This is actually creating a relief as well as it is consolidating the wall, so that the subsequent one doesn't move the wall as much and any movement goes to the other relief side, which is the waste side. Accuracy. What I did there last the last minute, it's not a good practice. Like I try to do it this way, lift it this way. It's not like just split it, and if it doesn't come off, like no need to mess with that. It will just come off in the next chop. We want to use the natural property of the wood rather than trying to force it. Luckily it didn't do any harm in my case. So now so skewing the chisel a little bit so that so what I was doing was like skewing it this way and this way. Now I can use my hammer because it's just too hard, but I could just use my hand pressure also, which I have. With hand pressure, it's actually like we can be more sensitive as long as the tools are sharp, like this. With hammer, we have to be actually more careful because like but either way works, whatever works fine really. I find it comfortable. Like if the wood is too hard, too tenacious like ash, hammer is probably better. I'm going a little bit harder because I have established good depth, but not like really pounding on it to force it to break. It should come off this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes one more round because this is quite hard. Yeah, did come out. Now I'll just put it in here, clean up the shoulder lines like to the knife wall. The middle part really looks very pretty clean. The middle part there usually remains a hump, which I try to get rid of. The ends are obviously I have like chopped to the knife wall, so they are all good. Cleaning of the anything. This is looks pretty clean to me. Now for the pins. This is A. So here they go this way. What I will do is put it here, which trying to make sure there are like no gaps, no lights coming through. Just verifying like I'm well aligned. I'll use the knife. Normally I put a tape on the end grain because I find it hard to view this, but this is like seems pretty light in color. So we show this. It's coming. So I think my eyes would be good enough, but if it's not, then the next one I'm going to use a tape. Normally dark color wood, I find it really difficult to sight. Really. As always, the goal is to get this right in the first, like out of the saw, instead of having to do the chisel work and like trying to pare down with chisel to make it fit. Goal is to make sure that after my saw cuts, it fits accurately. Let's try to shoot for that. Another thing I tend to do, which if it works, it tends to help me. No, it doesn't work always, is to like try to get a step down on this end grain. Let me see if it works. That sound, I don't know if it came out. That shows that it's not essential, but just I think it's if I can get it, then that one came out very nice. That one too. So yeah, let me show it. So those step downs, now I can saw to those. Makes it hopefully it makes it a little bit more so I can rest my saw against that wall. And that vertical line, I'm trying to, that's my gauge line to remain parallel to that. Now let me get the definitive knife mark. This one A. So now I know that this goes this way. So here, hopefully this is accurate. I mark the end like a little bit knife nick. Okay, now I transfer that knife nick to the other side. I like using my starret combination square more often. It's just that I found it outside. I'm using it after my shop reorganization, but I should be using the other one. This is the inside part. Even if I go end to end, it should not matter. It won't show up. But I'm trying to build a practice. Same thing. The initial step down. I had sharpened all my tools and kept it like it's been a month or so. Always a good idea to really like sharpen all the tools again, like before starting a project. I'm trying to feel for it, like just like I feel like my number 4 and number 5 are sharp, but 5.5 I found it lacking in sharpness. Chisels I had sharpened, so this one looked sharp. Same thing, slightly away. Then right up against the wall. I'm going a little bit harder when I'm like chopping it a little bit away. So I think that would not matter so much because the goal is to consolidate the walls. But this is the actual chop to the knife wall. So I'm going slow on this one or less hard on this one. Same thing on the this one. I don't know whether this 1-inch chisel seems fine, at least on this side. This one also fine. So towards the end here, slightly accounting for the rake of the dovetail. This side I don't need to because the rake is usually on the other side, or I rather need to twist it to the inside. I don't think I have enough room for that. Unless I switch to a narrower chisel, which might be a good idea, really. Sometimes, like without using the vise, I have tried to do it this way. It will work for me. Bevel down, I mean. Did. So I'll clean off the center. So cleaning the center part always, that's what I tend to do. And any debris or like any, clean up the corners. That's it. Like if everything was accurate, this should fit in this way. Now one more thing do is like take out the corners from the inside, so it makes it easier to give it a start, like the dovetails go in quickly, so it gives a start basically. Here, let's see how it is going on. See, it's holding, starting to hold, so not too bad. Now I press this in, like trying to put some pressure, but not the whole body weight, not trying to, still trying to be sensitive. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It has gone halfway in. It could have, it seems a little bit too tight, but I'll trust that this is ash, so it won't split. Pretty good. Came off the saw, so little bit gap here, like I see like a little bit of cleanup would help it. Let me see. So here I can see, yeah, a little bit of cleanup needs to be done. This side is fine though. I can see the knife. That's the whole advantage of having the knife wall. So I'll just use that. Not too much because it was already going in, especially when a dovetail is like going in properly. This is good. I'm happy. Leave it there. So one corner done. 3 more.